So I'm making a video about pivot tables and how to apply this concept to your assignment. And the way I would like to explain it to you is by using information you already know. If you remember last year when you took the undergraduate level statistics course, you learned about something called chi-squared. And remember with chi-squared, you had an x variable and a y variable, and you had it set up like a table, and you entered in the information, and you had like all those little boxes, and then you had your total number of people. So how many people fit into each category? Like that's the whole point of it. And so in this case, I'm going to use a pivot table to make the exact same thing, the exact same setup. So say I want to look at political orientation versus opinions. Political orientation meaning Republican and Democrat, opinions being opposed and in favor of. And ignore this black space, we'll use it later. I just did a lot of work and I didn't feel like deleting it and starting it over, so I just blacked it out. I'll unblack it later. Okay, so I come here to insert and I hit pivot table, and this nice little box shows up. It says table range. So for me, I want to include, in your case, you would include everything, but I only want to include B, and I'm going to go ahead and include the rest of this information because I don't feel like doing this again. I'm lazy. And then I want to hit new worksheet because I don't want it to appear on this worksheet. I want a new worksheet. So I want to hit new worksheet and I'll click OK. So now I get this screen. Over here, what the hell is this? We'll find out. So remember how we're seeing, you see this over here, rows and columns. Do you remember that with chi-squared? You had rows and you had columns. So say I want to look at political orientation in my rows, and I want to look at opinions, so are they in favor or against, and I want to put ID. That was a column I had blacked out, and there's a reason for it, but I'm going to move that over there. That's just how many people, like an individual person. So you see right here, do you remember the way this looks? I had 150 participants total, 78 Democrats, 72 Republicans, 75 in favor, 75 opposed. Does this look familiar? It should look familiar. It's a setup for a chi-squared, and that's what you're doing in this exercise. The only difference is you're not testing for significance. You're just trying to find patterns to map out where you're going to place your bait cards and your what's that word for it? That your little station, your setup of where you're going to plant. You know what I'm talking about. All of those pieces. So you're doing this. You see this thing called filter? You're going to utilize this function. And basically all that is I'll use this example since I already have it up. If I wanted to look at all this information, Democrats and Republicans in favor and opposed, but I wanted to look specifically for males, I have this gender tab. I'm going to move it. And right now it says all, so females and males. If I wanted to look specifically for females, I'm going to click female, and then I'm going to click OK. See, now it's only for females. I have 73 female. See, if I want to look specifically for male, I'm going to click this. I'm going to say male, and I want to click, it should say male. I want to click OK, and now it's specifically for male. So we're going to use that same idea. Okay, this filter is just sorting out specifically for which group you want to look at. And that's very important because you're going to use that. Okay, so let me go ahead and move all this back. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my data sheet. And you see how I have all these blacked out columns? There's a reason for it, because I didn't want to throw all this information at you and have it be like, what are you talking about? So I'm going to go ahead and unblack this column. Say no fill. Okay, so you have a bunch of dates in this column in your data set, and they're formatted like this. You notice how in the actual date column it looks like this, but when you look at it up here in your little empty bar. I don't know what this is called. It looks slightly different. The reason why I didn't fill out this column is because the formatting was a little funny. I'm just using this as an example to show you like what it means and how to reorganize the data to make it look like how you want. Is the way this is right now. These are all like dates and times, and you can't really put that into categories the way it is right now. You want to move it to categories. So the first thing you're going to do, if you wanted to move it into categories, is that you're going to type in equals weekday, and then parentheses. So you see how it says serial number? Yeah, that you're going to put in, you're just going to click on it, A2. And then comma. See this box that shows up? Now it shows all the different ways you can measure it. In your case, you want 1 to represent Sunday and 7 to represent Saturday. So 1 is Sunday, 2 is Monday, 3 is Tuesday, blah, 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 blah. So this thing says if you want that set up, you have to put in a 1. So that's why we're putting in a 1. And then you close parentheses, enter. Look, it says a 3. 3 represents Tuesday. That means June 12th, 2016 was a Tuesday. And you can look that up on your calendar to verify. On the top, it should say DOW, so day of the week. I did not do that, but you get my point. And if you want to do the hour, you would make a column, call it hour, say equals, write an hour, open parentheses, and then serial number, right in here, and close parentheses, enter, 0. So you're going to have between 0 and 23. 0 meaning that is after midnight, but before 1 o'clock. And then, of course, if it's in the 1 o'clock hour, it'll say 1. If it's in the 2 o'clock hour, it'll say 2, and blah, 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 continuing on. So that's how you enter in. And you notice that there was another column, your ID column, and it had this really funky thing written. Yeah, I'll explain that right now. It looks like an equals, and it had like CPD, with a little slash, and where is it? That, and then it said, and row, open parentheses, close parentheses. Okay, so that just means that whatever row it's in, it's going to say CPD and then this number. Say, if I wanted to change this in here, I don't want it to say CPD. Instead, I want it to say ID. Now look, it says ID 1. Say if I want to put a space in there, then in the parentheses right after ID, I put a space. Oh look, there's a space now. Say if instead I wanted to say participant, right? Participant with this and whatever, add a space. It looks just like that. That's what that is. So let me go ahead. I believe, yeah, those these three. So I'll undo these three. There we go. And since I didn't have the dates right here because I was not about to spend, I don't even know how much time it would to do that. Yeah, I made up my own numbers. So we can use those numbers for the analysis. As long as you know how to do this portion, apply it to your data. And just know, if you don't want to type in every single time, there's this trick you can use where you click the box right here. See how it's like a little thing? Click it. It should work, but it's not working. Okay, it's not wanting to work. Typically you can click it and then the rest of it will follow suit. So say right here, I want to change this to CPD, right? And I click this little box and all of them change. See? And you can do that with just entering one at a time, or if you want to enter 3 and then highlight all of them and do that, whatever works for you. and these are going to be days of the week, and these are going to be hours. This is made up data. I just made this up on the top of my head. And this is not important. You already have that once you enter in your equations. So right now, I'm going to delete this because that's not important. After you get it done, it's not important. So, alright, and so you have in your problem longitude and latitude. So then I'll go ahead and uncover these. That's been my thing where I get tongue-tied and I'm like, I can't speak today. And that's every day actually. These numbers, whatever's in here, they don't matter. It's just, I was not about to put 44 point whatever 150 times. I just wrote in whatever numbers. It doesn't matter. All the numbers are going to be unique. Each set of numbers is tied to an ID number. This is your ID number. Okay, so we're going to run that little chart that looks like chi-squared. We're going to run that chart with this data. So here's your raw data. This is your raw data. These are your ID numbers. And this right here is you turning your dates into categories so that you can use that table, that pivot table with categories. You cannot use that pivot table for raw scores. You have to, or you can't use it for like continuous scores. You have to use categories. Okay, so it's all set up. We're ready to go. Let's go back to the sheet 2. And you notice how I included all of them. So yeah, it's right here. So what I want to do first, I want to put this ID here into our values. Because remember, that's the count of how many people. There's 150 people in mine. So say I want to look at day of the week. I'm going to put that in rows. Okay, so I have 150 people. Most of my activities, you see 33, 36, 28, are on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So since those days have the most, I know, hey, those days are the days I'm going to pick to set up my traps. I want to pick Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So there we go. We got that figured out. Okay. So now I'm going to move this out. I'll move it back, but I'm going to show you something first. Okay, so I want to move my hours. So what time of day has the most activities? Well, I see is later at night has the most activities. This is around 4 o'clock. This is around... I can't do math right now. That's later. So this is my time. But wait, we are only using 3 days, right? We're not doing this for every day. We're doing 3 days. Well, how do I only get those 3 days without including all days? Oh, look, I have this nice little filter tab. So I'm going to move my days of the week to the filter tab. And now, this right now it says all. I want to look at only Wednesday. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to, no, Tuesday. Just kidding. I want to look at Tuesday. I'm going to hit OK. Now this shows me Tuesday. And so here are all my crime rates right here. So you need 6 consecutive hours together, because you can't do 2 hours and take a break and then do 3 hours and take a break and do 1. You have to be together. So look, here are my hours. Say it's like 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Say those are the hours I want to do. Okay, I want to write that down. I want a little notebook. Tuesday, I'm going from 15 to 20. Okay, I'll write that down, put that aside. So now I'm going to move this hours to the filter. So I want to look on Tuesday, but I only want to look at those hours. But right now it says only 1 at a time. I don't want to do 1 at a time. I want to do 6. So I'm going to hit select multiple items. I can either unselect all or just that. That's a lot easier. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hit OK. That's 26. If you rewind the video, then you'll see that there's 26 total, if you count them all. Okay, now I want to know the ID numbers and the location for each. So to do that, I'm going to move these IDs right here to rows. because I'm no longer looking at how many people, I'm looking at which people. So this represents a person. This is going to say CPD, but it doesn't matter as long as you get the concept. These each represent a crime, a person, an activity. So it's all over here. And I want to know the location. So here's my location, longitude, latitude. Move this over to my values because that's what I want to look at. So when you first move it over, it might look like this. Let me change this. Okay. It might look like that. A bunch of ones. Right? You can't do anything with that. You can't do anything with that.